Yeah, Maheshji, go ahead.
On the what is the meaning of sadhanatvena? We said Parama Purushartha sadhanatvena guruna ayasena labdha.
Yeah, sadhanatvena. Go back here. Yeah.
Page 3.
Sadhanatvena means in the form of a means for moksha.
I'm sorry, what?
In the form of the nature of. Okay. So what is of the nature of? Vidya. That Vidya. He's talking about the Vidya, right?
Yeah.
Vidya Labdha. That is the main noun being described. And the Vidya, which has the capacity to give moksha, which is the means for moksha. Sadhanam is means. Parama Purushartha is moksha. So that Vidya,
Oh,
which is a
sadhana
means.
is means. Sadhana is means. Then. Okay.
That's correct.
Okay. Because then, okay. Oh, okay. Because the next page also sadhya sadhana is. Okay.
Means ends. That's what it is. Means
Yeah.
Good. Ravi Kuduvaji.
Hey, Namaste, Guruji. I just seek some two clarifications. The first one you mentioned about the book. Yes, the learner will want to know what is the subject of the book and the benefit I get, the connection, am I qualified for all that? I think there's another one important thing. I think probably it's covered elsewhere in the elsewhere. The important thing is how truthful the book is. Because nowadays you can get books on any subject, they're not talking about the truth. The thing is how truthful that book is. I think you're just kind of saying it is a Paravidya. I think you're trying to explain on that, but is there anything told how truth that book is?
Yeah. So whether what is said is true.
Yeah.
And you know the burden where it falls. The burden for finding out if it is true falls on us eventually. Falls on us. But then we put the burden on the parampara. We put the burden on our guru. We put the burden on Shankaracharya. We put the burden on Shiva. Okay, it is true. Because without even making an assumption it is true, you can't even study the subject. Correct? We are all sending our children to school. What? Because we are assuming that the teachers are good. They're going to teach. The math teacher is going to know math properly. That's what we are assuming. That Shraddha is there. So then, if it was really not true, then after a year later, you will say, I think we have to change the school. Because it comes later on, you come to know this is not the right place for my children. Okay, come to. And here, parampara is there. So there is, when we in India, that's why living in India is useful. So, Anamacharya Kirtana are there. Telisite mokshamu teliyakunda bandhamu. Songs are all there. You look at classical music, forget Vedanta. Classical music is filled with Vedanta, Indian classical music. And he says, Telisite mokshamu teliyakunda bandhamu. If you know it, you got moksha. If you don't know it, you'll be born forever. That is the example we talked about today. So it is very common knowledge. Okay. And finally, we have to be convinced. This brain has to get convinced, correct? And so that is why teaching is there. That's why Q&A is there, and teaching is there. Repeated Shravanam is there, and so the final end game is that avagatihi. So Brahma Vidya avagatihi. It has a finite end. Why? Because knowledge always has an end, and the end is what? Complete understanding. It will happen. So we rely on the parampara to tell us that this is such an important thing. And so that's how it works, Raviji.
Okay. I mean, I'm not doubting that, but I'm saying it's just highlighted somewhere. That's what I just want to get clarified.
Correct. And that's why there are many Upanishads, there is Bhagavad Gita and all that, and they are expecting us to study all that so that you can convince yourself that that is true. Obviously, the teacher knows it is true, but the teacher can't come to the class and say it is true, it is true, it is true. That is not the point. That is not teaching. And so, teaching is you will know that it is true. You have to come back and say, yes, this is it. Yeah. Any other
Jaykumar,
Thank you, Guruji. And I
Oh.
just another is an interesting observation. Actually, you mentioned about Bali and Bali. Of course, probably people know the real connection. They say people there living at Bali, they think they are the parampara of Bali themselves, and they have Shiva shrines. So I'm just making an interesting observation there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Bali people say they are from Bali, the king actually, and then they say they have Shiva shrines, and yeah, they're all wonderful, religiously Hindu people.
Very good, very good. Now I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see. We should.
Jaykumarji, I have a statement about this discussion, but our books are apaurushaya, right? Because if you look, this question of being truthful or not, if it is based according to the Shruti and things like that, it is coming in parampara, then the chance for human error is less because they are apaurushaya and, so the Shraddha also needs to be there. And the source, if you believe in that, the error question doesn't arise.
Correct, correct, correct. And suppose there is a person without Shraddha, then what happens, Mohini ji, is you will get into this discussion. I'm not saying we don't have Shraddha. I'm saying potentially somebody can come. How do you know it is right? That question can come up, and we have to say, no, Shraddha is a belief. Shraddha is a belief. Belief that something is right. And and the Shastram does not want you to simply have Shraddha. Shraddhavan labate jnanam. Shraddha is an entry point for me. It gives me the initial opening, entry. Once I enter the door, I have to complete the journey. And so jnanam is the final point. And so correct. So for us, we don't doubt it. But finally, we have to know it and stand up to it. Good observation. Apaurusheyam. Apaurusheyam means it is not subject to the limitations of a paurusha. Purusha janya.
Human error.
Is not created by a limited mind. Therefore, it can't be anything less. It has to be what it is. Yeah. So Veda, everything Veda is a pramanam for us. Everything the Veda says is true. Going to heaven, Vaikuntha, this, that, everything is true. We have there's no need for us to doubt all that. It's all true, and we will analyze everything during this course also.
Thanks, Guruji, for the clarification.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bhagya, go ahead.
Jaykumarji, I just had a question about this usage. In the Brahma Vidya Stuti, the last line, Stutya prarochitayam hi vidyayam sadaraha pravarteran iti.
Right.
Prarochitayam vidyayam is in Saptami, right?
Correct. It's Saptami, it is Sati Saptami. It is Sati.
That's
You
Saptami,
put
yeah,
the word
that's what I was-
Sati in between. You put the word Sati in between. So Stutya prarochitayam vidyayam Sati. When people are inspired by that praise, like that, you should say. Sati Sati. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Good. So I think I see some of our old friends who, Bhagya, Ramesh, and other people, and they're all somehow, I don't know what. So you decided you'll join this course, which is good, and they'll. So this will be a little technical, Ramesh ji, and so you.
Jaykumar ji, I'm sorry, last 3 weeks we were out of country, we went to Japan, and then from there, that's why we were not able to attend the classes. And then yesterday we came, and then I saw the message in the WhatsApp. That's why I decided to join today. That's why we were not able to inform you because we're in a hurry.
No, what I meant was different. I said Kathopanishad, you chose not to come, but now you
Yes.
seem to be interested in the Upanishad. That's what I meant.
Yeah, this is very interesting. Very interesting. And thank you for letting us participate.
Please come. All right. So that's the discussion here. And generally in the ashram, for example, Swamiji would not have given this kind of discussion, because what we talked about was already covered when we studied Bhagavad Gita or we studied some other texts. And so here, because this is such an important thing, if you understand this karma versus jnanam, you've understood 75% of Vedanta. Why 75? 90% of Vedanta. Everything else is detail. Really, I'm telling you. Jnanena moksha. My ignorance of myself is what is making me seek this ananda. If I understand that, or that is how I started into this. Once I got it, then I said, this is it. And then I jumped into it head first. And so it's not difficult, right? So see, that's why Vedanta is not difficult, really speaking. It's not difficult. We just have to be in the right frame of mind, and then we must be ready for it, and then it'll happen. Good. So we will continue the discussion in the next class. Okay. And typically on Sundays, Meera and others conduct a Bhaashyam, so practice. So they might typically they'll go over the mantras, review whatever was done in the previous classes. So in this case, if you attend, you can practice chanting this Bhadram Karnebihi. Okay. And Sahana Bhavatu and all, it has swaras. So those mantras have to be chanted properly with the swaras. And you can practice that. And any other questions you have, you can discuss that in the Abhyasa Varga. And if it still remains a doubt, you are welcome to ask me. Okay. All right. So we'll pause with that. So for those who are here, we completed the Bhagavad Gita course. Just one more class is left. And so after that, I'm going to teach a couple of other courses. One is called Vivek Chudamani, which is a text written by Adi Shankaracharya. It's a nice text which goes methodically, and it helps us understand this Vedanta in a methodical fashion. Upanishad is not methodical. Upanishad is not methodical because these are all mantras, and it can come in any order, and it assumes a lot of background. It assumes the person is ready and leaving home and becoming a sannyasi. Okay, that's what the Upanishad is meant for. He's going to talk about that also. And so it assumes a lot. So we are trying to, we are trying here to, I'm guessing what it is you need. And then I'm expanding, elaborating on that. And so that Viveka Chudamani is a good text because it gives us the opportunity just to go along what Shankaracharya says. Shankaracharya takes us. It's like a mother holding her hand like this, the baby walking. Nice little bit. And then Kaivalyopanishad is another text I've decided to teach after talking to Swamiji. And it's a short Upanishad. And we won't be doing the Bhaashyam, just the mantra. We'll read the mantra and we will study the meaning exactly like we did the Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So those two are coming up shortly. Okay. Just for your information.
Jaykumarji, are we doing all the shlokas of Viveka Chudamani, like one by one?
Good question. We are going to do 108 shlokas of Viveka Chudamani. So in the camp long ago, many decades ago, Swamiji had taught us Viveka Chudamani, taught the students at that time. And Swami Paramarthanandaji had reduced the 580 shlokas to 108 shlokas to help us understand the essence of the text. And so that's the method we are going to follow.
Okay.
Is it going to be Wednesday morning slot?
So it's see, these two are going to be. See, I can teach. See, Bhagavad Gita, I was teaching Monday morning and Wednesday morning IST. Okay. So now once that is over, the 2 days are going to free up. 2 days are going to free up for me. I can place Viveka Chudamani and Kaivalya Upanishad either way. I can do it this way or that way. Okay. I don't have a preference. In fact, my preference would be to do Kaivalya Upanishad on Monday and Wednesday Viveka Chudamani, then Thursday Mundakopanishad. That would be my preference. Okay.
And
Thank you.
no, Jayakumarji, please finish your thought.
Yeah. So that's the idea there. Yeah.
Yeah, Jayakumarji, do you have any tentative plans on like how long or the duration of these Upanishads and Viveka Chudamani?
Yes, yes. So this Mundaka Upanishad, I had specified the duration during registration. You must have seen. I don't remember what I said. Did I say 1.5 years? I don't remember. I did a rough.
Yes, you said 1.5 years.
1.5 years. Okay. And Viveka Chudamani will be roughly a year or so. Could be a year. Okay. And then Kaivalya Upanishad may be less, will be less than that. Less than that. A shorter Upanishad, 20 mantras. So we will start. So maybe 6 months, 7 months, 8 months ish. Because it's just one class a week. And so any text, if I have to take properly, it will go months only. It's going to be.
Yeah.
It's not. So that's the idea. Sajid.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Vaidya.
Jayakumarji, speaking of Viveka Chudamani,
Hmm.
Pujya Swamiji also, I think, has a book that he has published, I think, on the selected verses, right? There's Arshavidya Research Center publication. It's a blue-colored book.
I'll be giving that as a reference to all of you when I announce the
Okay.
post. So that would be the main reference. And I'll be
Okay.
going by my notes from the ashram and Swami Viditatmanandaji's talks and that book also.
Okay.
That book is going to be primary. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Actually, AVG had given that book on 50% discount about a couple of months back. Remember, I had circulated. So this book was available at 50% off. So I picked it up in anticipation.
Oh, I see. I see. So we will do one thing. We will maybe we should talk to Swamiji and say, if people are interested in buying, we can try and see if there's we can get a discount. The discount is already over, discount period. Good, we'll work on that.
Yeah.
So on the Viditatmanandaji's video, Vivek Chudamani talks were there in the hard disk I copied, I think.
Sorry.
It was there in the hard disk I copied and gave it to you, I think.
Yeah. So Swami Paramarthanandaji's.
No, Viditatmananda's. Also,
All right. Okay.
it should be there, I think. I just don't remember exactly. When
Okay, I have the book. So,
not book, I'm talking about audio.
correct. I know. Okay, the audio itself. All right. Got it.
In that hard drive I gave it, no, copied.
Oh, yeah. Correct. Okay, got it. So for us, these PDFs and all are precious, and these books are precious, and these audios are all precious. Precious means precious it is. Our whole life rests on that. And so, good. So we will meet in 1 week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jaykumarji. Thank you very much.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.